What a finish for the FedEx St. Jude Championship. Final round, Justin Rose, a chance to win with a birdie. He had 4 straight birdies before that. 18, unable to get it, so we're going to a playoff between him and J.J. Spaun on the first playoff hole. Spaun, a chance for birdie. It lips out to the left. Now Justin Rose's turn, right? He's going to knock it in, right? No, that one lips out to the right. Now after both would birdie the second playoff hole, the third playoff hole, Rose, clutch. So now it's all down to Spaun. Can he force a 4th playoff hole? He does not. Justin Rose secures the win, his 12th tour win. Justin Rose locked in. He is the first Englishman ever to win the FedEx St. Jude Championship. He is the oldest European winner at 45 years old in the modern era of the PGA Tour. And with that, we welcome in CBS Sports golf analyst Patrick McDonald and Mark Immelman for a recap of the FedEx St. Jude Championship. And y'all, the drama was sweet as syrup. Sudden death playoff holes between Justin Rose and J.J. Spaun. It's Rose getting his 12th PGA Tour win. Patrick, I'll start with you. What did you like about the way he finished this round to propel him to another victory?
For me, it was really how he never gave up, right, Mark? I mean, this guy was 3 strokes behind Tommy Fleetwood in the middle of the back 9. It looked like Tommy Fleetwood was looking strong, looking like he was well on his way to his first PGA Tour title. And the finish was almost emblematic of Justin Rose's career, where he's now 45 years old. He's the oldest winner on the PGA Tour since Phil Mickelson's 2021 PGA Championship victory. He's the oldest guy to win in the FedEx Cup playoffs since Vijay Singh. There aren't a lot of 40-year-olds winning on the PGA Tour. In fact, Justin Rose is the first to do so in 2025, but he just kept on grinding. He kept on grinding. He told himself he's not out of this golf tournament. He rattled in 4 birdies in a row, had a chance there on the 72nd hole, and just kept his head down and kept working. I think that's been really emblematic of Justin Rose's career and this resurgence that we've seen the past couple of years. So, Chris, for me, what I loved the most was he kept himself in it when it looked like he was out of it. He knew he wasn't, and he became a PGA Tour winner again.
Yeah, and I appreciate what you say there, Patrick, about using the term resurgent, because that's who Justin Rose always has been. You know, from when he was 17 and came out on the PGA Tour, this fresh-faced English kid who then misses like 20-something cuts in a row, but he battled his way through that. And I look at him now, and in Memphis, this time of the year, it is brutally hot. I mean, that golf course is oppressive. And you would think that players of no advanced years may wilt. Well, it looked like he got stronger as the play went on. And that's just a function of the work he puts in behind the scenes. I mean, this guy leaves no stone unturned. He's super diligent. He's resourceful. He is stuck to his routine. He knows exactly what he's got to do. And he's 45 years young, man. And you could see there was a look in the eye that excites me for the rest of his career, and certainly for the Ryder Cup down the way in just a few months.
Yeah, it looks like maybe he found the fountain of youth, right? Just the way that he approached that game, you know, all those holes where he had to make those birdies, and he came up with the W. Now, J.J. Spaun, this is a man who thought about giving up the game of golf, right? Not too long ago, he won the U.S. Open earlier. How would you digest the loss if you were J.J. Spaun, Mark Immelman?
Shucks, you know, these are never easy, but if you J.J. Spaun, it's going to sting. But then on the flight home tonight, or maybe if he's going straight over to Baltimore for the BMW, you go, gosh, this has been a career year. I'm a major champion. I finished runner-up to Rory McIlroy in the Players' Championship. I'm playing some of the best golf of my career. I held a potential Hall of Famer off for more than 72 holes. I'm about to be a Ryder Cup a year in just a few days' time, in fact, now when the automatic 6 are announced. So for JJ, it's one of those where you always want that, but you can fall back. He has the luxury of resting on the laurels and going, wow, you know, it's been some sort of year. So it'll sting, but I'm sure he'll get over it quite quickly.
I agree, Mark. A lot of positives for J.J. Spaun. He said that he arrived at this tournament a 2 out of 10 on the confidence scale, found something on his swing Friday night, and then we saw that iron play really take over the weekend with dueling 65s over the weekend to make his way into that playoff and post a clubhouse lead. But like Mark said, this is a guy who has turned into an upper echelon type golfer. He's up to number 2 in the U.S. Ryder Cup standings. He did officially punch his ticket for Bethpage Black as well with the points that he's received obviously, from this playoff loss. He seems to rise to the moment. I mean, making that putt on the second playoff hole as well. And so for JJ, it'll sting early, but he'll get over this. He'll be better from this, and it's just another step to really becoming an upper echelon player, which I don't think was on many people's radar coming into 2025.
And speaking about upper echelon players, Scottie Scheffler, this is the #1 player in the world. He was one stroke away from going into a playoff with the other guys, and he obviously did not have his caddy Ted Scott, right, who had to leave because of a medical emergency. Mark, how much of a factor do you think that played into what we saw on Sunday, or do you feel like it was something completely different?
It was certainly a factor, and it's not that he's getting bad yardages or anything like that. I think it's more the rhythm and the flow of the conversation. You know, when you've been alongside a guy for a few seasons, you can almost finish each other's sentences, and there's comfort in that. And PGA Tour golf at the highest level, especially late Sunday afternoon, is really uncomfortable. And so not having your guy there by your side, I'm sure it was a little odd, but it just speaks to the quality of Scheffler. I mean, he's going to find a way anyway, and the level of golf he's playing right now is otherworldly. And when I watch him play as a fan now this weekend, and I'm not on the course, I'm just thankful we're getting to see this guy play, because the level of his competition and the mindset and the way he's executing shots under pressure is virtuoso, and we as fans should appreciate this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when you have players like this, you really cannot take them for granted, because you don't know when they're going to come around next. Now, Patrick, Tommy Fleetwood, he came into the final round as the leader, held a 2-shot lead after the 15th hole, and then 17, I don't know what happened mentally, but he just lost it. What did you see from him that prevented him from getting this victory?
You know, it was a really stark turnaround on the greens, because as Mark and I were talking about before this, he really found his footing, it felt like, in the middle portion of the back nine. He did not get off to a great start. I thought he hung pretty tough, obviously fighting his swing a little bit there, making an opening bogey. Then he made 10 straight pars, and then the lid kind of came off with that 33-footer there on number 12. He rolls in another nice 15-footer on 13, a great par save on 14. And I thought really there on 15 was the moment, the exchange that Tommy Fleetwood has needed all these years to win on the PGA Tour. He knocks in a putt there. Scottie Scheffler missed an 8-footer on that green just moments before that. You think, okay, this is finally the time. He has the easiest hole on the golf course coming up. He talked about it after his round, how, you know, maybe he shouldn't have gone high with his third there on the par 5 16th. Still makes par, and then just a really poor stroke at the worst time possible for Tommy Fleetwood on the 71st hole. Another just grueling loss for him, one that adds to the scar tissue, and one that's really kind of tough to see as a golf fan, because we know how consistent and how good this guy is. He's been great in big moments as well. When you think about the Ryder Cup, you think the win is definitely coming here soon, but one that is a tough pill to swallow for Fleetwood, and unfortunately one that came down to the wire again.
Yeah, crushing blow for Tommy Fleetwood, but eventually we expect him to get that tour win. Now, Rickie Fowler, he was flirting with potentially not making the top 50 cut line for next week's BMW Championship, but he sneaks in at that 48th spot. What's your take, Mark, on who made the cut for the second leg of the FedEx Cup playoff?
I was super excited for Rickie, and I want to date back to the Memorial Tournament a few months ago now, where he played beautifully, he was in contention, and then I see him there late Sunday evening, and I'm like, are you going straight to the US Open? And he goes, no, I've got to go qualify tomorrow morning. And I was like, what? You've been playing so solid. And he goes, look, I got no stress about this. I'm going to go do my thing. I feel like the game's going in the right direction. And all that work he's put in is now being rewarded. And earlier this week, not to blow my own horn or anything, but I sort of predicted him going through to the top 50. So to pull it off, a really cool achievement. And now if I was in his camp, I'd be like, Rickie, you're swinging great. You're playing well. Why not just take it the whole way? Go and do the thing at the BMW and go and continue to parlay this form that you've worked on into a run at Eastlake.
Yeah, I think it's huge for someone like Rickie, who actually does not have status here in 2026 before this summer run that Mark was alluding to. I mean, this guy was just barely inside the top 100 in the FedEx Cup. He took that start at Memorial, turned that into a start at the Open Championship, where he had a great final round, added more points to his total as well. And Fowler's not like a lot of these other guys around him on the FedEx Cup cut line, where he's outside the top 100 in the OWGR. He's not in any major championships in 2026 as well. So yes, he's in the signature events next year, but like Mark said, there's still plenty to play for someone like Rickie Fowler. If he can make a run, a push to the Tour Championship, to Eastlake, potentially play himself into the major championships in 2026. So a great ball striking performance, I thought, from Rickie. If he hits it like this next week and adds a couple more putts, he could have another way to threaten that top 30.
Yeah, really interested to see what Rickie Fowler is going to do in next week's BMW Championship. Patrick McDonald, Mark Immelman, we appreciate the time. So again, here are the FedEx Cup standings. Scottie Scheffler, end of the week, number 1. Then you got Rory McIlroy, J.J. Spaun, who was so close to getting another Tour victory, Justin Rose. And remember, the top 50 make the BMW Championships, which will be played next week.